Okay, so today I'm going to take a look around the Hot Federation website and see if there's anything we can do to help improve the e-commerce performance. So from a first glance, it's a really good looking website. It's really aesthetically pleasing, but I do think there's a few things we could do to improve the conversion rate. Conversion rate is how many people visit your website, actually convert and end up making a sale. Your average order value, so how much on average does someone spend or put in their cart and buy, and also the usability, which is going to in turn help with the other two aspects as well as bring customers back. So the first thing I notice is that down the left-hand side, we have the menu. This isn't a typical layout for an online store. And while it does look good, people are generally pretty stuck in their ways and used to operating websites with menus across the top now. So it's usually best to stick with what the norm is and go with how customers use websites. The next thing is that the menu itself is not geared towards shopping. Typically, with an online store, your goal is to get people to buy a product and check out. Yours may be to get people to visit the brewery or for brand awareness, but if you want to really focus on shopping, I would adjust this menu here. So home is kind of redundant these days. Most people know that they can either click on the logo or hit the back button. So you can remove that and instantly save yourself some space on your main menu. Next, we have about, contact us, and use, all important information, but it can go down into the footer. That's where people are used to finding that information now. And then we've got our bear and shop, so we can really focus on the product and getting people to buy. With these two, I would look at breaking those down, thinking about how your customer shops. Do they like to shop by size? Do they like to shop by flavor? Do they like to shop by occasion? And break your product up into collections that meet the way that customer actually shops. And then if you've got your menu across the top, you would be able to have multiple options. So you could have shop by size, then you could have drop downs that show 330 ml, 500, 1 liter, whatever it may be. You could also have by occasion. So you could have best beach beers, barbecue beers, pair this with lamb, whatever it may be that you've identified for your customer avatar that is important to them and ways that they shop. Organize your product in that way. The other thing with utilizing drop downs rather than having one single shop page or shop link is that with every click, we lose 50% of our customers. So if you've got a whole lot of pages that they need to go through or clicks that they need to make in order to get to what they're looking for, you're going to be losing a lot of your site visitors. So we want to get them from A to checkout as soon as possible, and drop downs and well-organized collections help us to do that. Okay, so while we're talking about menus, let's take a look at the footer. And I see here in your footer you do have terms and conditions and also your privacy policy, but you're missing your shipping policy and you're also missing refund and return. These are really important to customers and help to answer any questions they may have prior to making a purchase decision, which is ultimately the goal of your website. Answer your customers' questions before they have them and make it a smooth process for them to purchase. And it also helps to build trust if they know you've got that information clearly visible. Whether they read it or not is a different story, but it's definitely something you want to have clear and visible on the site. Okay, so this area that I am looking at now is what is called above the fold. Above the folds is everything you can see without scrolling. Typically, customers won't scroll more than 25% on a website, so we want to have all of the most important information, the information that's going to grab them, as close to the top as possible or above the fold. So you do have a nice slider here which scrolls or rolls through itself on some nice imagery, and the imagery is great, but sliders are considered to be and have been proven to be quite distracting to customers. Now you're better off having a single image that is really strong, preferably a live shot that shows why they should care about your product. And I think this one we have here really does that. You also want to have a clear statement that speaks to your customer avatar and the benefit of your product to them. The only thing I would say you're missing on this slide here is a clear call to action. So it would be shop now would be perfect, or get your beach beers, something like that. Then we want to take them directly to that product or that collection so that they can then go and complete their purchase. Next, we have the core range, which is fabulous. But with this one here, we're missing a few interactions. When we hover on something, especially something that is clickable, we want to have some response to our movement. So you'll see quite often you can have a reveal second image. So if I was to hover on this can of beer, it would show me the beer in a glass. Or another option is to have an overlay, so a color that is a little bit opaque over top of the image with some more information on it. The next thing I would look at doing here is adding the product price and an add to cart button, and potentially with your product a quantity selector as well, so that we can get the customer from the homepage straight into the cart with the product, rather than them having to click through to the product page and then add it to cart, because that's just one more click where, again, we're losing 50% of our people. So if I click on this pale ale here, it's opening up in a new page for me, which again isn't ideal. We want to keep them on the same page in the same window. So it could be a quick shop window that opens up like a light box, or it could just take them directly to the page but not take me to an entire new tab. Then once I'm actually on this product, I've got a lot of information above the fold, but it's not necessarily the information I need to make my decision. The description is great, and I'm sure this is important information to your customer, and showcasing your awards is fantastic, but we don't have an add to cart button. So how is our customer supposed to easily purchase this product? How are they going to know how much it is, and how are they going to know how much it's going to cost to get it delivered to their door so they can drink it? Upon scrolling, I see that you do have some buying options down below, but these are a little too far. Remember, I said customers aren't going to scroll more than 25%, and by having the buying options down here, you're just making it harder for them to buy. So you do have different sizes and options available for purchase. You could have those up here as either clickable options like buttons, or as drop downs where they can select from a variant, and then the add to cart button underneath for them to add to cart. When they select the particular variant that they were interested in, it would reveal the price for that. I would also look at implementing some tabs or accordions to reduce some of this information here. You'd have a tab for awards, a tab for the varieties information, and then also a tab that displays your shipping options as well, so I clearly know what that is before I get to cart. Here you've got a mix and match, which is what I would call a bundle, which is fabulous. Having bundles allows your customer to purchase more at one time. It lifts your average order value, which means we're getting more money per sale, so we need less conversions to reach our goal, which is great. Or if you've got a really high conversion rate and you've got a really high average order value, you're just winning in all areas and bringing in lots of dollars, and that's what we want to be doing, because we all know that traffic isn't free. It either costs you in time or advertising spend, so let's maximize the traffic that we do get. I would make this a little bit more prominent, so you would have your variety or your size options up here, your variants, where they could select, and then I would utilize this space to highlight some more of the bundle options. So the mix and match, if I was to buy these individually, what would it cost me? Is there a saving from doing a mix and match? From looking at this one here, it looks like I'm going to be saving $2, so make that clear to your customer. Then you've also got the mixed case, which could be a really good option for me if I'm not really sure, I'm new to the brand or the products. So make those bundles really clear, make the savings really clear, and other benefits like being able to try a variety of different beers from the brand clear in this space. And then you could also really highlight the awards by having an awards section down here as well, and other products that your customer may be interested in as well. You may also like section or previously viewed. Okay, so now I'm going to add this to my cart. So now I'm looking in the top right hand corner for my cart button, because that is normally where a cart would sit, but you have it down in the left. So that's kind of just an example of how it can feel for a customer. I was, as a user, feeling confused because I couldn't find where my product had gone. You do have this view to cart that pops up here, which will take me to my cart. So I can see that product in checkout, but it's not really that clear given that it's just text. I would maybe change the color, make it a button, and make it stand out more if you really want to keep the menu down the side. I do want to just jump into mobile view and see how that looks. Yeah, so when you're on mobile, a lot of scrolling before I get to add my product. And typically this is a space where other products I'm interested would be in. So I'm not actually making the connection between this can and this bottle here, which is the first one I see, being the same product. And it's really confusing. Then if I click on shop or menu, let's have a look at menu. So we've got the same issue here where we've got home, about, contact us, news, and then we finally get to the shopping section down the bottom. You do have this shop, and then here we have our shipping information. So you've got free shipping, which is something you really want to highlight. I would have that in an announcement bar across the page and really clear on the product page. It's a great selling point. Okay, so now I click on these filters here to view your collections, and on mobile it looks like nothing's happening unless I've scrolled all the way down here and I'm changing them and I can see that this product is changing. Then it's really hard to navigate from a customer point of view. I think that the website is broken. I'm just going to jump back out onto desktop. Okay, so then we do have the same issue with all of this information being above the fold and blocking us from our actual product. This is what you should be implementing on your homepage with the add to cart button sitting just underneath. Add to cart, same problem. I'm not getting a pop out or a drawer, which is where the cart page would pop out from the side here. I'm just getting this view cart button. And take a look at my cart page. Okay, so here we have cart page, which looks great, but you are missing some opportunities to upsell your customer. You could here have, you may also be interested in add XYZ for only $20. You could also implement a scarcity element. So, I mean, this could be something that I'm ordering for an event on the weekend. How long is it going to take to get to me? If you could have a countdown, order by 3 p.m. today to receive by Friday, you're going to create some urgency for your customer rather than them adding it to their cart and thinking about it. They'll know that they need to purchase it straight away. Then I will proceed to my checkout, and then we've got a pretty standard checkout here, which is great. Okay, I'm just going to jump back to the homepage because our homepage usually is the most visited, so we want to make sure that this is looking its best. So we talked about the slider, we talked about the core range and adding the add to cart buttons under here. I would also highlight your bundles here. So the mix and match, the mixed trays, have that information really clear here. Again, really talk about the benefits for your customer and any savings that they'll make by buying. in bulk or in a bundle. Then we have this information, which is great if you want to drive people in to visit you in the brewery. The other thing that I would say is missing from the homepage is some social proof. So do you have any reviews from customers that you could display here, or photos of customers enjoying the product that you could include on the homepage? And that actually brings me to another good point. On the shop page, we don't seem to have any social proof here either. So you can install a widget and automate your review collection. So 14 days after a product is sent out, your customer should be receiving an email asking them about their purchase. Would they recommend it to a friend? And then that can be automatically placed on your product page. And that's going to send a message to the customers that may be unsure or on the fence about purchasing your product, that there is some kind of outside validation, other than the awards, obviously, that this is a great product. Now I am on this shop pale ale product, which is the same one I was on before. I'm missing that award information. So I wonder if you could combine the beer pages and the shop pages into one, and then just keep it nice and simple rather than having the same information spread across two different pages. I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.